Hi guys, welcome back to your Not So Ordinary Scrapbook channel. Today I am going to attempt to get some more done on my December daily. I am usually done by now. I generally get it done sometime in January, and it's been the year. Let me just say that it's just been quite the year. I'm going to put this back together a little bit before I get started. See, this goes this way. I'm going to put the pockets back in. Looks like it's pretty nice outside. I got out this morning, but I haven't since. I've really not done too much. Today. I worked last night, so tonight, or today, I basically have off. So I don't have to do anything today, as far as work goes. But I did promise Ethan that I would make these special Rice Krispie treats with him tonight. I'm not sure what he's making for dinner. It'll be another HelloFresh meal for sure. And we're just trying to use those up because I didn't schedule any for next week. I think what I need to do, this page is done. Where am I? These are just single pages. Oops, sorry. I just bumped the camera. This goes in here. So day 18 this is the 18th as well. This page is done, but this insert I have to do the 18th and the 19th. So that's kind of where I am. I'm finding that like some of this stuff is wanting to bend a little bit. I don't think it's anything that I'll probably have to be too concerned about, but something that I'll have to keep in mind. I think I'm going to use this little strip. I always use the packaging as well. I try not to let anything go to waste, especially this really pretty paper. Even though this is technically advertisement, it's still on nice cardstock that is acid free, so might as well get all the use you can out of each piece. So I've been so tired lately. I think I mentioned that the last video that I had. Just really tired. Not necessarily run down, just tired. Just a lot going on right now. My husband did pass his exam, so I'm excited about that. He gets a significant pay raise, so that's nice. I mean, each level, like they have different levels where he works, and like they have to like take exams to go to a higher level. So it was good that he passed it anyway. I'm still not done with that book that I'm reading. but I only have about 100 pages left. And I am determined to finish it tonight because I want to find out who did it. Now I'm like, the person who I thought did it is the person I thought was a serial killer, I don't think is a serial killer now, which I kind of figured that was going to be the case because, like with any murder mystery book, why would they give up why would they like reveal him like right at the beginning of the story? So I kind of figured there was some sort of twist to it, and there is definitely a twist to it. So now I think it's somebody else in the story. But it's a really good book. I'm excited to read the second book that I have of hers too, that I got for Valentine's Day. Trying to get this washi tape under here, but I don't know if I want to make sure that green shows. Maybe I should just cut this shorter. Maybe that's a better idea. So I got home from rehab today, and I have just been a royal klutz today. I don't know why. First thing I did was we had run to Walmart real quick because we just had to pick up just a couple things. And one of the things we picked up was bread. And we have a drawer in our fridge. We have a side-by-side fridge. And like there's a middle drawer for like bread. Or we use it for bread anyway. And I pulled out the drawer because it's kind of got a lid on it. And it fell on my foot. And it smashed my big toe, my toenail and my big toe. And like the whole bin like fell to the ground on my foot. And I was wearing socks, but my toenail's already turning black. So that is not a good sign. So that was the first klutzy thing that I did today. And I know better too, because that drawer, if you pull it out too far, it will fall. Like, you have to be careful. But apparently I wasn't careful enough. And that's what happened. And then, I like some of these hearts. Oh, definitely the green one for sure. Maybe if I do like the green one over. I don't know. Or maybe like that. Something like that. And then I made hot dogs for lunch for everybody. Hunter came over. He started working at the same place Scott works at on Monday. He's no longer working at Walmart. He quit. It was just really weird what was going on. COVID got a little bit worse, and now it's much better. And so, like, so many people were calling off at Walmart. I'm going to put Home Sweet Home because this is when we picked up Hunter from the airport. Maybe I should put family too. When we picked up Hunter from the airport, let me make sure these are not stickers. I don't think they're adhesive. What was I just saying? I just completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, I made hot dogs for everyone because Hunter came home and I needed to ask him a favor. And And so I made hot dogs for everyone, and like I put my hot dog in a bun, and I took a bite of it, and like the minute I took a bite of it, like the ketchup and mustard like squirted out the back of the hot dog right down the front of my shirt. I'm like, this day is just getting better and better. So I took it off right away and threw it in the washing machine. So I'm sure it'll come out, but it's just it's just frustrating. But I needed to ask Hunter that because my husband passed this test, he has to train for this new thing that he has to do with a few other guys that he took the exam with. And because he's in training next week for that, he has to work first shift instead of second shift. Well, that causes a problem because Mom and I and Jenny are flying out Friday morning for Yessie's shower, which is a surprise. She doesn't know. I talked to her this morning on the phone, and I was trying not to let on that we're going. Because when she told me about the shower earlier in the year, well, I guess probably Christmas time, she told me about the shower. And I said, I don't know if I'll be able to go because it's so close to the wedding, and with like having to pay for so many things. I mean, we have to pay for a hotel, car rental, airline tickets for everybody. It's just, that's a lot of money. And as it is, we already told Hunter, we're like, you're going to have to pay for your own tux. We already bought yours and Jordan's airline ticket. The kids aren't going. And then we bought Ethan's airline ticket, Scott's airline ticket. I rented an SUV. I rented a suite for us to stay in while we're there, so we're not bothering them like before the wedding, because they don't need house guests like when they're preparing for the wedding. So I did all that, and then we're paying for Ethan's tux because Ethan doesn't have any income, and then but Hunter does. And we're like, Hunter, you can pay for your own tux. I mean, because that's just something he can do. And he was okay with that. He was fine with that. But the dilemma with next week is Scott has to work first shift, and my flight leaves St. Louis at 10 o'clock. So Scott was going to take me to the airport because he wasn't technically supposed to be to work till 3, so he had it all worked out. But now I needed to ask Hunter if he'd take me to the airport instead, but the only thing with that is he has to work till 2:30 in the morning on Thursday night, get up, we gotta leave here by 6 a.m. on Friday, so I can get to the airport by 8 a.m. and then fly out by 10 a.m. and he has to work at 3:30 in the afternoon. So that means staying here, he'll come here instead of going home to Clinton. He'll come here, sleep from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. when we leave. He'll drop me off, and then he'll drive back, and he'll probably get back here by noon, and then he'll like be able to take like a 2-hour nap before he has to be to work. So that's just insane. And at first he was like a little bit whining about it, and I was like, and I reminded him of this trip on the way, how I had to drive home. It took me all night to drive home because his flight was so early in the morning. And how, and he's like, but I drove there. And I'm like, but I had to drive home. Like, it took me all night to drive home from, basically we left at 3 a.m. and I didn't get home until 6 or 7 a.m. Or, I can't even, no, we left here at 3 a.m. I dropped him off by 5 a.m. because his flight was at 7 a.m. and then I didn't get home until like 10 a.m. So, I mean, like, it was basically, I was up all night. And, so I told him, I said, I hope you can do this for me because since I did this, I did this for you. And he's like, I will. He's like, it'll be a pain in the butt. And I'm like, I know, it was a pain in the butt when I had to do it for you. I mean, but, you do these things for your family. So, because otherwise I would have to take a train up the day before, stay in a hotel. And it's like, that defeats the purpose of even the trip because that's more than like that's more expensive than the flight there and back. It's just, weddings are extremely pricey. I mean, I'm happy that they're getting married and they're paying for like almost everything themselves. So, I mean, I really can't complain. Although I do worry about it because it's like, that's a lot of debt to like start out with, like a marriage with. But, this is what they want. And, they're saving money in lots of different areas. And I promised Yessie this morning, she's like, I wish you just wouldn't worry about this because, you're stressing me out because of, you being stressed out about it. And she said, so can you just not? She's like, we got it under control. We're doing everything that we can and we have it under control. There's nothing you have to worry about. And so I'm like, okay, I won't worry about it one more bit. I mean, so I won't worry about it anymore. Because I'm like, I don't want to be an overbearing mother-in-law, but I'm concerned, as a mom, I'm concerned for, because to me, it's one day, and I know that it's a very special day, and it's like probably, the most special day of their life. And to any bride, that's how it feels. It's like, this is the most important day of my life. And you do feel like that when you're a bride or a groom, I would imagine. But you still are like, I'm going to put Hunter, or should I put just Chicago? Maybe I'll just put Chicago there. Chicago O'Hare. Or Chicago pickup. Chicago. This was nuts. Oh my gosh. We could not, GPS was leading us all over the place. We could not get to the right terminal. I mean, for some reason, he was in Terminal 2. He flew American Airlines. So he was like Terminal 2, and we were like trying to get to Terminal 2, and we'd follow these arrows, and we'd end up in Terminal 5, or we'd end up like, it was nuts. It took us like 3 tries around this big loop to like get to the right spot. And I'm like, I didn't have this problem coming here. I don't understand why we're having this problem now when we are coming back to pick them up. But then Scott reminded me that the pickup area is different from the drop-off area. So like you have your departure terminals, and then you have your arrival terminals. Well, if you're picking up someone, then you have to go to the arrival terminals and not the departure. And somehow, I don't know, we were getting confused, and it took a while. Jordan got a real taste of us, like, kind of arguing with each other, like, you need to turn here. You know, and it's like, but GPS says this. And it's just like, I'm like, sorry, Jordan. Welcome to the family. Husband and wife banter about which way we should go. I was just concerned because it was very cold out that night, and I didn't know if he was outside waiting for us because it was extremely busy, because it's December, Christmas time, and it's like the week before Christmas, and like tons of people, so tons of traffic, tons of people flying in for the holidays, and it's just like, it's pretty chaotic. But we got him. I'm just going to put Chicago so I can journal a little bit right there, I think. And I think I might add a staple here. Like that. And then we'll just journal here, and that'll be good. On that page, that's enough for that page. And now for this page, I need to go through my photos. Okay, so we're on day 19. So I'm probably not gonna like film this entire, like, as long as I'm gonna work on this. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I did want to do this one though. This was on the 18th too. This was at the restaurant that we ate at, this restaurant. But I kind of wanted to frame this picture. Maybe I will. Yeah, I think I want to frame this one. So I don't think I'm going to put that in the... I'm not going to do our food. The 19th, did we start making treats? I think we made dog treats that day. So, or that's what I'll put there. The stock treats. These are really easy to make with a silicone mold, and the recipe I found on Pinterest, it was basically peanut butter, things that dogs can eat anyway, whatever it was made of. I think there was potatoes in it, peanut butter, potatoes, mashed potatoes, and something else. It was non-dairy, you know, animal cruelty free. Like it was specifically for dogs. So I like followed the directions per Pinterest, because there's some peanut butters that you can't give a dog, but I made sure to get the kind that you could give a dog, and the dogs like them. Although I have to say that they have to remain cold. So you have to keep them in the fridge. You don't have to keep them in the freezer, but you do need to keep them in the fridge because they turn into a gooey mess if you do not like keep them cold. They lose their shape and they just are like kind of goopy. But if they're cold, then they stay firm like that in the right shape. that they're supposed to. And it was fun. It was fun to make them for the dogs this year versus we normally buy them stuff. And we really didn't buy them anything this year. We just made them these treats. We had a lot of people to buy for it this year. More than normal. That's okay. Some years are like that. And you just cut costs in other areas. And one way I did that was by like buying like some gifts in bulk, like things like for like neighbors and so forth. I just bought in bulk. I'm going to put yes, you can, because I didn't think you could buy, like, I didn't think I would be able to make dog treats. I'm going to put yes, you can make dog treats. There's like 2 of these stickers on here. Oh, I guess that's supposed to stay there. So I just readjust our spending when that happens. Like, we always try to stick to a budget. And generally we don't go over budget. We're pretty careful not to. As far as gift giving goes. But sometimes things out of your control take place that you don't know about, and then that like can sometimes cause a little frustration or a lot of frustration. But so my mom and dad bought a new Jeep. They had a Jeep. Oh, what is it called? I'm gonna mess this up. It's a Jeep. It's a big Jeep. It almost looks like a Humvee. But it's one of those ones that, like, if you hit a deer and you have a rack on the front, that generally the deer doesn't hurt the vehicle. I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, they bought the same kind. They had a white one, and they're taking a long trip to like for Matt's wedding. They're driving and they're visiting people like along the way and stuff like that. And my brother will still be there. And then and while we're at the wedding, Dustin's gonna be here. He's staying at our house. I'm gonna take care of our dogs so we don't have to like kennel them or pay someone to take care of them, so that's helpful. So someone will be here all the time, so which is reassuring. I don't like leaving town for a week and or 5 days, I guess it would be, that they'll be gone. Okay, dog treats. Doggy treats. So we already set that up with Dustin, but they got the prettiest color Jeep. I hadn't seen this color before, but it's kind of a plum color, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I forget what Mom said they called it. But anyways, they needed a newer Jeep because their Jeep was a 2011, I think she said. And they just were a little bit nervous about driving it across country. And so they went out and they bought a 2022. And it's purple. It's very pretty. It's the same color as my glasses. And I told them that. They sent me a picture of it, and they're like, we thought of you when we bought our new Jeep. Because they knew I like purple. And I said that your Jeep is the same color as my glasses. And this will likely be the last vehicle they own, because they're not getting any younger. I mean, they're not super old either, but you know, when you buy a brand new vehicle, you know, I mean, I doubt that they'll probably buy another one 10 years down the road. But you never know. They're saying this is probably their last vehicle, but I think they're hoping it's their last vehicle. It's tough to think about. It's like, I was talking to someone today at rehab, an older man that I worked with his wife when I worked at the school. She was a school secretary. And I remember him coming in all the time because I would, but he looked different. He didn't look the same. He had a beard for one thing. But, so that made him like unrecognizable when he started rehab, because I just always remembered him with the beard. But, he, and he was heavier too, back then. But, we were talking about like, about when you turn, oh, his son was turning 50 and his daughter was making fun because his daughter was, his daughter is a lot younger. She's only a couple of years older than my, my son, because, his wife was pregnant when she was in her 40s. I think she was 40 actually, she said. But we were talking about that, and I was like, yeah, when you turn 50, it's like 50 is a year that's like, it's a tough year because you realize that like you have less than half of your life left, you know, you have less than, how do I explain this in a logical way? Like, okay, when you're 20, you think, well, I have at least 3 or 4 times my lifetime left, because, if I live to be 80, that's like 20 times 4. Well, like, but if you're like 50, like, you think about it, who really lives to be 100? I mean, some people do, but it's rare, it's still fairly rare to live to be 100. So it's like, once you hit 50, you're kind of like, well, I have less than my lifetime, left. I don't even know how to say it correctly, but left on earth, I guess. And he's like, well, wait until you're 76. And I'm like, yeah, he's the same age as my dad, because my dad's 76. But it's kind of funny. Oh, I was going to put dog treats. I have a hard time crafting and talking at the same time. Why did I put dog treat? I'm not focused. I'm probably going to rip this. Not doing so well. There, that's not too bad. You can still see the S though a little bit. To remember that perfection is overrated. But it's hard when you are a perfectionist. It's easy to say, like, perfection is overrated, but to actually act on that is a little bit different, especially if you struggle in that area like I do. I think I'm gonna actually cut out. I do want to cover up this S, but I don't know. Maybe I can do like some of these. Some of these X's and like one of these red things. Trying to watch the time to make sure I'm not like making it super long. I'm surprised Ethan isn't in here wanting to make those Rice Krispie treats. They're interesting. We saw the recipe last night. It was in a magazine, the Real Simple magazine that I have a subscription to. It was actually a free subscription that I got through Pinch Me, I believe it was. But it's about to like end. The subscription is about to end because I haven't done Pinch Me in a couple of years now, or at least a year anyway. But anyway, there's a recipe in this new Real Simple magazine for Rice Krispie treats with potato chips in them. So there's like Rice Krispie, instead of just mixing it like Rice Krispies and mini marshmallows, you mix in broken Ruffles potato chips, and then you and then when it's all done, you drizzle over top with white chocolate, melted white chocolate. And I told Ethan last night, I must have been craving like sweet and salty or something last night because I was like, ooh, we should make that. And so today when we ran to Walmart, I got the stuff for it. Because lo and behold, we didn't have any of that stuff on hand. So at lunchtime when we were all eating lunch, I was like, he's like, let's make the Rice Krispie treats like soon. I want to get those done, you know, before I start supper. And I'm like, okay, but let's wait until the guys leave for work and then we can do it. But we haven't done it yet, so I'm thinking we need to do it soon. It doesn't really need to set up or anything like in the refrigerator, but I mean, they are better if they're kind of harder. So I think I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Okay. this is like the first time I've scrapbooked in, well, definitely since I got home from Missouri. So it's been not quite a month yet. Hunter did call his lawyer today, but he was out, so he's supposed to call him later today. So I don't know if he's going to call him